You have tuned into the channel known as Level M Diecast. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Today we got a pretty cool showcase for you today. We're going to go through MiniGT, and I have an absolutely enormous amount of MiniGT, so we're just going to get right into this. First one we're going to take a look at. This is the Mazda MX5 tuned classic white. This is number 304. This is essentially the headlights down version, I guess you could say, of the previous tuned one they did. This one's a little bit different. It's also got a painted roll bar in the back there. Looks pretty good. Get that centered up for you guys a little bit. I like it with the headlights down. I think that this kind of gives it a little bit more of that cars and coffee kind of look. You know, typically, at least where I've been, you know, most of the cars and coffee, if there are Miatas there, they don't park them with the headlights up. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of a cooler stance, I guess you could say, just how it sits. This guy has all the same details as the other one, though. Does have that exhaust tip out there. Same wheels, same front little valance on the underneath the front bumper as well. I think the addition of that painted roll bar in the interior looks good. I think that's a good addition to it. Definitely helps it set it apart from some other ones. We're going to go on to another one here. This is going to be the Ford GT 2021 Heritage Edition. This is number 313. We'll get our Miata off of there. We'll throw our GT on there. This is only the second regular GT we've gotten. We did get the box set, which has the GTLM in it. And then we've had a couple of single pack releases, also of the LM. We've had the standard GT in blue, which was pretty nice. So this is the newest flavor of just the stock GT. The Heritage Edition is pretty nice. I do like the number plaque on the side, and the gold wheels are a pretty nice addition. You know, when I first saw this Heritage Edition a long time ago, I kind of questioned the little bits of red that are on the one side of the car. It's very weird, but it kind of sets it apart, I guess you could say. It's kind of a nod, kind of a throwback, I guess you could say. It just looks a little odd on the model by itself because it makes it not symmetrical, which is a little weird on the eyes, I guess you could say. Not terribly bad, but it's, I don't know. It's just, it almost looks like an error, but it's not an error. We're going to go on to a Porsche. This is the most recent Porsche 911 Carrera 4S in silver. This is 303. I call this the Denver Porsche, or the Mile High Porsche. We'll get our GT off of there. We'll throw the Porsche on here. Now, MiniGT's already done a 911 in silver. This does have different wheels. They did the Carrera S, and now they did the Carrera 4S. The silver, now don't get me wrong. You guys know here at Level M, we absolutely love Porsche. Porsche is a huge staple of the collecting habits here. But, you know, this one just with different wheels, same color. It does have the quad exhaust, obviously. That's a different trait as well. But it's just, it's a hard sell, I guess you can say. If you're not a completist for MiniGT, I would probably anticipate that this one probably wouldn't sell as well. But honestly, I don't know, because it's not like you can walk into Walmart or Target and buy MiniGT. So it's a little weird, little bit of a mixed bag here. So this is the most recent LB Silhouette R35 GTR. This is 324. This guy is in the two-tone red and black kind of silhouette nod flavoring. I think this is one of the best decos they've done for this Liberty Walk GTR. I know that I mentioned the fact that, you know, it's constantly GTR R35 Liberty Walk, GTR R35 Liberty Walk, GTR, and it's just, MiniGT does so many GTRs, and it doesn't matter what they change on it. They're just kind of all the same. But this deco, though, this red and black deco, I really feel like this kind of sets this version away from other Liberty Walks. I think it looks, unique enough, and it looks striking enough. And it kind of gives that flavor of a silhouette, even though it's totally not a silhouette. It just gives that nice little flavor, though. But I think it looks, pretty good. It's pretty good. The wheels, of course, are good. I think these wheels are very, very fitting for the GTR. They're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. We're going to go on to another new casting. This is the first time we're seeing this in a modified version, Honda S2000. In the Mugen, modified Mugen, number 309. So we'll pull our GT off here. I did mention when I talked about the previous S2000 in yellow that I really felt like, even though it was the CR, I felt like just the overall appearance of it was pretty bland. And I thought that, maybe if we get some better versions of the S2000, that would change. And this is it. This Mugen version is absolutely what I was talking about when I was talking about the S2000 coming to the next level. Gold wheels, the dual exhaust with the big, huge coffee cans off the back looks good. Little spoiler on the back looks good. Carbon fiber hood's amazing with the vents and all that stuff. The Mugen S2000 is a pretty nice vehicle. It's a pretty nice vehicle in real life. They did a pretty bang-up job representing it here. I do like the little roll bar in the back behind the racing seats. This is left-hand drive, but a lot of Mini GTs come in both right and left-hand drives. It's kind of luck of the draw, I guess, unless you're specifically looking for one side or the other. Me, particular here at Level M, we don't really care whether it's left or right-hand drive. It doesn't really matter to us. We just want the awesome model itself. We want to be able to enjoy that awesome, awesome model. We're going to do something that is not even a car. This is going to be your latest version of the Land Rover 110. Box was a little bit beat up for me. This is number 321. This is the Malaysian Army exclusive. Pull our S2000 off of there and put this amazing Land Rover on there because this thing is just wicked, wicked. Now, Mini GT has done a military / camo one before. This one is a completely different setup, definitely different vibe to it. It's a lot brighter in its camo colors as well. You do have those Malaysian flags on there, which looks pretty good. I really like that detail. It's also on the front. The roof rack on the top in green looks good as well. And then, of course, you have your green wheels. This guy is, I believe this guy's decoed up, or not decoed up, but set up for a trailer hitch. It does have a winch on the front, which is a pretty nice addition. Spare tire on the top. As he rolls around here, we'll see if he's got a hitch on there. So, not that you're going to really need to tow a car on a trailer with a military Land Rover, but you certainly could. You certainly could. All right, next one we're going to take a look at. This one is actually a modified version, I guess you could say, of a different model that I already had. This is the Audi RS6 Avant. This is with the roof accessory. This one is number 256. I did already have the one without the roof accessory, but this one was very difficult to get a hold of, this China exclusive. This model was readily available to buy like on eBay or some online retailers here in the US, readily available. But it seemed like this one was not as many quantity and kind of sold out relatively quicker. And so I ended up buying just the one without the roof accessory on the top, which was nice. But this roof accessory is just awesome. It just looks so cool, especially on the wagon. I think that that's just a perfect accessory to have on there. Obviously, it doesn't do nothing, doesn't open. You can't take it off. It is permanently attached. But it really sets off this wagon a lot. Now, I know that this roof accessory has also been on other versions of the RS6, especially in blue. However, the camo, the kind of silver digital camo that they have on this one, this is kind of a deco I guess I would expect to see with a RS6 with a roof rack accessory on there. So it's a great casting. The RS6 is a great casting, and Mini GT did absolutely, exactly the type of deal that you'd expect them to do. We're going to move on to a pair of Supras. We do have a pair of Supras because, of course, first one, LB Works Toyota GR Supra. There we go. Get that guy to focus for us. Number 308. We'll pull our RS6 off of there. I really, 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 really like the color combination on this guy a lot. Like a lot. Not necessarily the deco itself, but the color combination is absolute money. Green, white, black with the yellow around the bottom. It's got yellow tinted headlights. It's just good. I really like the color combination. It's very striking, pops. It's got those great wheels, I think, that work perfectly for the GR Supra from MiniGT. It's got a relatively standardized kind of wing on it. Very race car. It does have Liberty Walk as a banner on the windshield. I like this model. I like all the sponsors in the back window. That looks pretty good as well. It's a very, very nice touch. It's a pretty nice model. It's actually kind of toned down, I guess you could say. I think my favorite thing about this one, it doesn't have those little additional side hump pieces on the over the rear fenders, which just is weird in my opinion. But don't worry if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. We're about to take a look at that because the very next one is going to have those. This is the HKS Toyota GR Supra D1 Grand Prix Fat 5 Racing. This guy is number 307. So we'll pull this Supra off. We'll put this D1 Grand Prix on there. Now this is the second model we're getting from the D1 licensing brand from MiniGT, and both of them have been Supras thus far. Although I don't believe MiniGT has a casting right now that would kind of work with the D1, but we probably have some stuff coming in the pipeline that would work. As you guys can see, this guy does have those little flat pieces on the rear arches above the rear tires. Just kind of a weird thing for me. I love that this guy has no wing on it though. Now, one thing that I am kind of shocked about, just a little side note, I'm surprised we haven't seen a bone stock GR Supra yet from MiniGT. That's definitely a shocking thing. I think that would be perfectly fitting to put just a standard stock GR Supra as a release, but maybe there's something coming. The deco on this guy is superb. The Sunoco on the hood, all the Toyo tires on the side, the wheels look pretty good. I think this is the first time we're seeing this particular kind of wheel on the GR Supra. They did a fantastic job with this one. Now, a little side note, I have a massive Gran Turismo display case. I did not realize that this guy had a Gran Turismo banner on the front of the windshield there. So now I'm going to unfortunately have to try to pick up a second one so I can put that with the Gran Turismo display, because that display is everything Gran Turismo related. So kind of a bummer, kind of not, but it's kind of a bummer because this car you guys are looking at right now retails for the most out of any of these. This is the most expensive one in this whole entire video. Is this one from the D1 Grand Prix? It's kind of weird. We're going to take a look at a couple of C8s. These are the IMSA C8s. This first one, this is going to be number 316. Get our Supra off of there. Put our number 316. I believe this is the third C8 GT3 that we are seeing. I guess not a GT3. This one is kind of inverted colors from the previous gray one that didn't have gray, but had gray, but it had some other like yellow bits or something, if I recall. It's kind of weird because all of these C8s have been relatively similar in the main deco. I mean, if you look at the stripes on the top, this one's a little bit different than the rest, but the rest of them have had like the Corvette logo. They kind of faded into dual stripes and stuff like that. These two particular versions we're looking at right now for the IMSA and the one that's coming up, these ones, when you look at them together, they look basically the same, but they are very, very different from the original two releases, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anything race car is good. So this guy has the white stripes and stuff on the top and the white stripe down the side of the car, so remember that, because when we take a look at this next one here, this guy is number 315. He is essentially the opposite. They are different drivers, different car numbers, but this is essentially the opposite. So instead of having all that white, this guy has red. which the red looks pretty good, pops pretty good. I think that this model would look awesome if it had red wheels, but if the real one doesn't have red wheels, then there's no point but them putting the red wheel on this one, because then they would be making something that is not representation of the actual one-to-one car. So I'm glad that they didn't do that, which is a good thing. Mini GT is pretty stiffer when it comes to details. There's no doubt about that. And especially when they're doing these race cars, I know for a fact they try to get all the sponsors correct, in the right spots, with the right colors, with the right placards, with the right details and all that kind of stuff. And I think you guys can agree they're doing a pretty bang-up job of that. All right, very last model in the whole haul here, we do have the Bentley Flying Spur in green. This guy is number 286. This car is a boat. Boat in real life, boat as a Mini GT. Although it does fit perfectly fine in the standard Mini GT box. It does come in that brilliant, British racing green, although they call it Verdant, is what they call it. Because, it's Bentley. They got to color it their own colors. Now, I did pick up the reindeer promo version of this, which was China exclusive. You guys did see me crack that open on a previous haul video. I think that one was good if it didn't have some of the decos on it. But it's nice seeing this one in just a standard straight deco. The Bentley Continental GT is GT3 is my favorite Mini GT. The Flying Spur, although I do love big cars, I love four-door cars. It's a nice car. It's a nice car, but is it one of my favorite Mini GTs? Definitely not. Definitely not. But I think they did a fantastic job. It's spot on as always, with your Bentley license plate on the back as well. So there you go. That is the Mini GT haul. I'd like to just roll through those so we can get to all of them for you guys. Hope you guys appreciate that. Trying to get caught up on the Mini GT releases. They're starting to come fast and furious now. So definitely happy about that. So we're going to roll out on that note. If you guys have a favorite, comment, complain, don't like a model, something about that, drop a comment. Let me know. I read all the comments. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. If not, cool. Come back. Level and Diecast. Peace.